Hey guys, it's me, Megan, and I am back. I haven't made one of these in like a really long time. And I want to pretend that that's because I was like really busy doing really important things, but really it's just that I'm back in America now and I've been dealing with the effects of that. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today is what it feels like when you've been living in Cambodia for almost 2 years and you come back to America. Reverse culture shock is basically what you feel when you've been abroad or you've been traveling or you've been on vacation or whatever for like an extended period of time and you come home to wherever home is. For me, that's the United States. And suddenly everything back home feels really weird and you have to readjust to it because things like drive-throughs are suddenly revelations. Like, oh my God, you don't have to get out of your car. You can get a coffee. Like, what? Why would who thought of that? That's kind of what I've been going through. And I've kind of noticed that things can be broken down into two things. There's the positive side of reverse culture shock, and there's the really negative side of reverse culture shock. So for the positives, there's lots of like little things that I just absolutely love about being back at home. I live in New England, and New England is like probably the best kept secret of America because from May to October, it's like the most beautiful place in the world. And it's September right now, so it is the most beautiful place in the world. It is quiet, it is peaceful, people have beautiful gardens, and there are traffic laws, and people follow them. People follow the traffic laws. They stop at stop signs, they stop at red lights, they have red lights. I mean, it's amazing. I've been having an extended love affair with my hometown, which I have never had before in my life. My hometown is very small and boring, but it is very beautiful. Every single house is a work of art here, and I feel like people just take it for granted. Buying clothes that are my size, I mean, that's amazing. Like in Cambodia, I basically just didn't buy any clothes because in Cambodia, right, like I'm gigantic. Here in America, I'm just normal. Like everybody else is my size too. It's great. It's done wonders for my body image. And I've been able to buy new clothes like this t-shirt, this amazing sweater that I'm totally obsessed with, and a new pair of jeans. I got all of that for under $100. Under $100! Some things in America are so cheap. And other things in America are like totally overpriced. Like this lipstick that I'm wearing, it was $9. $9. Why? Why would it be $9? What did you put in it? Pig's blood? Like what's going on? So on that note, the negative side of reverse culture shock. These are the things that are really hard to readapt to. And some of the things that I've noticed are really jarring is being able to eavesdrop. That's something that I had kind of forgotten about, you know? When I lived in Cambodia, I know some Khmer, but I can't eavesdrop on conversations. Like, you know, I don't understand what people around me are saying, so I don't really have to worry about it. And all of a sudden I'm going out to eat in my hometown and I can hear the woman next to me like bitching about her ex-husband or something, and it's like, be quiet, I do not want to listen to you, bitch. Like, God, it's not really that big of a problem, but you know, the whole world like doesn't need to know that like you have erectile dysfunction. Like it's just like not something you need to be sharing in the grocery store. Speaking of grocery stores, in America they are huge. They're huge. And this happens to me every single time I come home. I go into like Target or a grocery store and I freak out. I just do. I get stuck. I'm like a little child, you know, like, where's my mom? Because there's just so much stuff and it's fall here. And I didn't realize over the last couple of years just how much y'all got excited about pumpkin spice. Okay, can we just talk about the pumpkin spice for like 1 second? I know that pumpkin spice lattes are like super awesome and like, yay, I love them, except they're really sugary and sweet and like, how can you drink that? However, nowadays, you guys have pumpkin spice Pop-Tarts, you have pumpkin spice Oreos, you have pumpkin spice everything. It is too far. You have taken it too far. Let's just bring it back. Like apple cider donuts and pumpkin spice lattes are all you need to celebrate fall. You don't need pumpkin spice everything. And so speaking of food, portion sizes. We all know in America, portion sizes are huge. So I'm not shocked that when I go out to a restaurant, they give me like a Mount Everest scale model made out of French fries. Like I'm not shocked. What I have been surprised by is my own inability to eat it. Like when I was younger, I guess I was trained. I was a trained American. So if I got a giant meal at a restaurant, I could pretty much eat a giant meal at a restaurant. I mean, you don't do it all the time, or else you become, well, it's just problematic for your heart and your kidneys. Nowadays, when I go to a restaurant, if I eat everything, I feel completely sick afterwards and like cannot even eat breakfast the next day. And most of the time, I get halfway through a meal and I feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm weak now. Cambodia has made me weak. I'm also weak when it comes to temperature because it is basically still summer here. We're having a weird, like Indian summer. I don't know, maybe that's not PC, but we're having a very hot fall. And I'm still wearing that gray sweater that I just showed you all the time. I am always cold. And speaking of clothes, another jarring thing that happens when you come back from a year in Cambodia, you look at the tag on your new t-shirt and it says, "Made in Cambodia." And you realize that this opulent consumer lifestyle that we live in America is completely predicated on the fact that the majority of the world's population lives in almost abject poverty, in conditions that we would never find acceptable, working for wages that we would never find acceptable, making clothes cheaply for us so that I can buy a new wardrobe for less than $100, and that we are all complicit in it. Whoa, that escalated quickly. Okay, that's all for me this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. This is what it feels like for me, at least, to have reverse culture shock, and obviously, I'm struggling with some ethical conundrums. If you have some advice for me for dealing with the fact that I've just realized that our entire lifestyle here in America is dependent on the fact that the rest of the world is willing to work for 10 cents an hour, help. Even if you don't have advice for me, if you liked this video, then maybe give it a little thumbs up or subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can learn lots of other things about what it's like to live in America and what I'm going to do next and where I'm going to go next. See you guys next time.